Peace, everybody. It's your main man, Killer B. The goddamn witch finder general. You got a witch. I'm burning their motherfucking asses up. Been on in a while, so good time to go. Better now than never. So, we can talk a little bit about DMX. For those of you that don't know, DMX was sent to the hospital, suffered an overdose. We're going to talk a little bit about the situation and some other things that I got on my mind. Of course, some motherfucker trying to call me and shit while I'm live. I hate that motherfucking shit. I hate it. I'm fucking real. All right, I'm back. All right, let's get this damn thing on the road. It's like clockwork. Every time I start, it's something. This be motherfuckers that don't want nothing. Like this, just be calling. Let's be fucking calling. So, yeah, we can get in this motherfucker. Let's get to it. I gotta find an intro song. There's always some foolishness going on. And that's not it. Why isn't this thing? Oh, why I always gotta start the screen all jacked up like this? It doesn't make no sense. It really don't. All right, here we go. Be right back.
Man's inhumanity to man portrayed on the screen so vividly that you flinch. This man showed no mercy in the pursuit and interrogation of his victims. He was called the Witch Finder General.
Witch finding ain't easy. Fuck your trick one. Get this one. Y'all can get your heads lost, spin away like prison. Intelligence agencies trace you. Seeing what I did lately, amazing. They not seeing all the sheep grazing. Flaming pins of Josh, get rocked. Mountaintops go fly. Right enough, fight enough. Yet I'm so nice when I expose. Fuck y'all clothes, costume shop rolls. Catch info like a stroll. Feeling old, so grab a switch. I'ma extol my foes cause they snitch. Since they can't ruin me, I'ma ruin them. That chopped off head will still spin. Burning witches in they sin. You can't lie, we can't die. I know what y'all said. Just as flesh decay, but eternity, I don't see it that way. Pave the road clear is what you said, but your court gonna leave people dead. You claim God, but God don't know you. Watch your desires overthrow you. Man fall down, man go boom. Mask wearing like doom. All caps like y'all yelling. That's a rap. Might as well be felons. Y'all words are lepers. On YouTube, acting precious. This the nexus. Feel the sun from the solar plexus. Tasting breakfast. Finding all those devices that detect us. Yo, show respect, cuz.
What line of business might it be? God's business. Witch finding. Oh, that's nice.
Y'all be looking for that next buzz or some love. Watch the general pull plugs. Internet warriors caught up in dark corridors. Fiction like Mordor. Should've stayed on the floor. Y'all know no origins. Laughing orphans, even though we got royal blood coursing. No more horsing. Real life's more important. Y'all speaking curses on yourself. Claiming God and no one else. Blast you off the shelf. Burn your whole library. I see him do it. Look, y'all claim and learn. Reading from the Jewish books. Y'all some cookie crooks. Lips caught up with a hook. Spooky beats drive me wild. Get stabbed, my knife holding child. Old man, old style. Used to pull kelp out the Nile. And I did it with a smile. Fake roots, smell vile. Rock like Hendrix at the aisle. After a while, see Egyptians on trial. Yeah, you, the one claiming brew. Unglued and unglued, expose their actions fully. Call me a bully, but that's fine. This is how you get bullied straight from the mind. Burning them. We cats out there don't even have faith in y'all. Thinking they can read all this, that they know all this, claiming they speaking languages and speaking curses.
Be the first to see it. Be the first to talk about it. The Witchfinder General. Man's inhumanity to man portrayed on the...
That's right. Your boy gonna be the goddamn Witchfinder General. Back at your asses again. That was a damn delivery man calling me. Got this bullshit ass steak and cheese with bacon. And that's all it is. Steak and cheese and bacon. Ain't that some shit? And $10 for this motherfucker. $13 and some change. Them niggas ain't put no lettuce, no onion, nothing on this motherfucker. God damn. All right. That's trash. So let's get this show on the road here. All right. Noki. I'm back on my screen. What up, Negi? Nicozy? I'll put the link in the chat here. Yeah. He's that old boy called a bad one. DMX has been struggling for some time now with drug addiction. They're not saying what he OD'd on. All right, so I don't know what it was. It seems like he OD'd and he's in bad shape right now. Very bad shape. They said that he has no response on one side of his brain. So this looks really bad. This looks really bad. We know, like I said, we know this man to be suffering from substance abuse and stuff for quite some time. And, you know, there's a lot excuse me, y'all. There's a lot of people that love this man. They love his music. What's up? Let me get Negi all up in here. All right. What's up, Negi?
Yo, not much. How are you?
Good. I just started to hit this live stream and stuff, get on this DMX thing here real quick.
Cool.
Yeah, say like the man's in the hospital, in bad shape. Said there's no response on one side of his brain. It's just sad that this man has gone so long with this problem. Made a lot of money. Have a lot of people around him. Lots of people around him. And no one has solved his problem. Well, you know, he has to help. Like, he has to be the main one to want to stop. But something like this can stop you. But unfortunately, it can stop you permanently. Not just for the moment.
Yeah, it can kill you. And that's the unfortunate thing. But, you know, the thing is, you can have issues with anything. I mean, you could have issues with, you know, even the good old-fashioned booze can be the thing that brings you down.
Yeah.
That's how sad it can be.
Yep. And for those of y'all don't think you could die from alcohol. You can,
100%. You can poison yourself by drinking too much.
Yep. And so this man has been around all this time with this problem. There's people all around him. And someone is allowing him, because, you know, he's working for somebody. He's an artist, but he works for somebody. You know what I mean? And I know that the employers, whoever they may be, employers are to have some type of responsibility.
Yeah, I guess I should have shut my door. Anyway, yeah,
right.
His employers should have noticed. I mean, wouldn't they have noticed?
Absolutely. There's many times.
Like, how do you not notice? How do you not notice when someone is using something? I mean, if it's what I think it is, then how do you really not notice that?
Right. I just watched the video of like some kind of interview. He was giving some kind of like statement or whatever. He was high out of his damn mind. So
Yeah, it could be things like pills. But what do you think based on his history?
pills, crack cocaine seemed to have been his drug of choice.
That's a nasty addiction.
Yeah.
The reason it's even nastier than any other drug is because it's a thing you do all the time. It's like cigarette smoking.
Right. So with this, you got contracts with people. You know what I mean? You might sign to a label or a job or something, and you got certain requirements to keep the contract. Don't show up on certain platforms, maybe. Say like if DMX or rappers, let's say rappers, right? They might can't do a song with another artist from another label, or they might not. You have a contract and you're not allowed to associate with this company. You know what I mean? There's certain things that these people put in place. Now, from reoccurring contracts, I don't know like how many contracts he had or renegotiated or whatever. Somewhere in there should have been, now if these people really cared about him, hey, you have to submit to random drug tests. That could break your contract. You know what I mean? So this man got enough money to get high. So he's around people. Somebody's giving it to him. And because, you know, like they said, sometimes motherfuckers is worth more to these people dead than they are alive.
Yeah, that's how it is sometimes. But you know what freaks me out? How can you be a celebrity and still go and buy drugs? I mean, like certain drugs, you know, have a negative stigma attached to them.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go and buy them, even your dealer is gonna be looking at you like, man, why are you doing this? I thought you had money, don't you? Why do you need this?
Right.
Because that would blow me away. If I dealt crack and suddenly someone walked up to me that was like famous, that was like, you know, had music albums all over the world and, you know, did tours everywhere, I'd be like, man, what are you doing?
Yep. Well, you know what? Those people and his dealer is probably his dealer from a long time ago. You know what? He don't give a fuck. He looking at that money.
And that's the ultimate crap of it, isn't it?
Yep. That money. They could give a damn about DMX. DMX could have had his dealer going on tour with him. All expenses paid. Just bring this shit here with you.
That's absolutely crazy. But you know, I mean, I think about that kind of thing on like lower levels. Like if you work in a bar and you see the same people come in every day almost, you're gonna think the same thing. You're gonna be thinking, what is wrong? You know, why are you doing this? I mean, they're not rich and famous, but you know, someone who comes in every you know, very often is it's gonna be disturbing. It's gonna get on your, you know, you're gonna feel like, wow, this can't be good.
And it's funny that you say that, because from my research with drug addiction, the underlying thing is usually mental illness. There's usually mental illness behind it that's not addressed. And in the black community likes to act like mental illness is non-existent in the black community. They like to say, "Oh, that's white people shit." Oh, white, that's white people do that shit. You know what I mean? Like black people don't have no mental, and it can be small, like mental issues and all types of stuff. Oh, you got your cozy up on here. All right, let you in. Hold on.
I mean, yeah, I've heard of that. I've definitely heard of that.
What's up, Nicozy?
What up? What up? What up? Peace to y'all, man. Peace to you.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, man. It's a sad situation with Mr. X, man.
Yep.
It's a sad situation.
And we got a comment. I understand your reason for saying that for your head, right? But that's the type of stuff I was just talking about. Addiction stands for spiritual poverty. Mental illness is spiritual illness. It's a lack of connection with God. Now, that I strongly disagree with. And the reason I strongly disagree with it, because most likely that's a cult answer that you gave right there. That's a cult answer. And not reality. You know what I mean? So we was taught in the cult, so you can't wiggle your way out of this, because this is what I was taught by the cult. That when you have a mental illness, you have a spirit on you. You have a demon on you. If you have a mental illness, right? And they'll tell you the only thing that can cleanse that is God and believing in the scriptures. That's not true. It's not true. It has to be treated.
Yeah. There actually are chemical imbalances in the brain. There are actual physical things that can go wrong with the brain. There are nervous disorders. So that is a very simplistic answer that doesn't apply to every single form of mental illness. Like schizophrenia can be tracked in the brain. You can see the progression of the disease.
Now, I'm about to say some strong shit right now. You know, DMX was good for teaching the gospel, right? And I wonder if he used that as an excuse to continue doing what he doing. Only God could judge me. You know how that's niggas' favorite shit. Only God.
Yeah, some people even tattoo it to themselves, which is the irony of ironies.
Yep. Instead of dealing with the actual issue. Instead of going to the hospital, get hurt. The church can't. The church can make you feel good. I tell you that 100,000%. No. Can the church stop you from having a cold or the flu or the motherfucking coronavirus? See? No, sir. You're denying reality. You're denying reality. God has nothing to do with this.
Yeah, this is on X, man. Like, we gotta stop using God as a crutch every time some shit go wrong. We either looking to God or looking to blame God.
Yep.
But I think with X, man, I guess for me as an athlete, I can kind of relate to him. Because I know like when I got done playing sports, man, it was hard to find that. It's still hard to find a replacement for 50,000 people screaming your name or you a fucking known commodity, man. When X had that dry spell, man, that dude went fucking crazy, man.
Yeah.
When he lost that status that he had in the community, man, he was looking to replace that shit. And he already came into stardom with a drug issue, bro. Like,
yeah,
he already had some fucked up shit going on with him, bro. So like,
that was a drug.
Say it again, bro.
That was accepted by his peers.
Yeah, they let him do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta, as an athlete or an entertainer, whatever, if you're making that kind of money, bro, you gotta be seldom seen and seldom heard. Because once motherfuckers know what you like, they gonna be bringing that shit to you left and right, bro. And the dude didn't know how to tell himself no. And that's a big ass issue in the black community, in the white community, whatever. Man, the damn drugs is wiping motherfuckers out left and right, man. And if dudes don't have no self-control before they get the money, they damn sure not gonna have no self-control after they get the money. It's gonna be fucking worse, bro.
Yep. And nobody speaking of drugs, fucking with the money that he got, right? The people don't want him to use that money wisely. They want him to be able to spend that money as quick and as freely as possible because they're in line to get the money.
Yep.
They're in line to get it. Everybody in the circle is in line to get it. Whether it's a platform that want to interview him, whether it's a dog kennel or whatever. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're in line to get that money. And they allow him to be out of control. Look at David Ruffin. Then y'all saw the Temptation movie.
Yeah.
How that happened. That man was the greatest. He was the greatest. He was the star of the group. He said it. He was. And everybody knew that. But the drugs helped him lose it where he couldn't, and the people where it started to, how can I put it? Where the drugs started to put a damper on everybody's money. It became a problem. Now then they wanted to replace him. And this man was off on his own. He miserable. He getting high all day and night.
Yeah.
And people
that's the only constant that they got in a lot of instances, man. They don't have the family around them a lot of times. They don't have the wife, or they don't have the husband, or they don't have the kids around them all the time. But one damn thing you can count that they got is is crack, is coke, is pills, is whatever. That's the one companion that you can count on.
And it's gonna help you forget it all the pain. It's gonna help you get rid of all the pain for a moment, until it's re-up time.
Yeah.
It's gonna be right there for you. The drug is gonna be there for him before his mama. The crack gonna be there before his brother. The crack gonna be there before his DJ. The crack gonna be like, yeah, come on, I know how you feel. Here, let me take care of this for you.
Hey, you remember that song? Hey, Killer, you remember that song back in the day? When it was that song, Crack Killed Applejack. He jumped in, but he couldn't jump back.
Yeah.
You remember that shit?
Yep.
Man, how real was that shit though, man? Like, as a kid, you used to laugh at that shit. And as I done got older and seen more and experienced more, man, that shit is so fucking real to the bone, bro. I don't think cats really understand, man, what they be dealing with when they calling themselves wanting to be celebrities. A lot of cats ain't trained to be a celebrity. They ain't never had a celebrity in their family or in their bloodline. So when these guys is getting these millions, or these sisters getting these millions, bro, they got the whole world before them, man. I mean, just look at it. I mean, like Richard Pryor. Who would have ever fucking thought Richard Pryor would have been on fucking crack? On fucking national TV, high as a kite.
High as a kite.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's kind of funny. I mentioned him in a video because I mentioned the whole, how crack first got into the United States. And I talked about how he was the one most people heard of the old method of making it. He set himself on fire doing it. That's the crazy part.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, check this out.
There's a guy in the chat that seems to really think addiction is not in the brain, or that mental illness is not in the brain.
Well, he hasn't got a hold of or grip out his mental illness. That's why that's being displayed right now in the chat.
Yeah,
so
that's
why I let those type of things run in the chat so people can use that as a reference. You know what I mean? The imbalance, the chemical imbalance in the mind of a cult member.
I guess, but it's crazy. But whatever. You go on. What were you gonna say?
No, I was saying, man, I remember I had a high school teacher, bro. He played for the Chiefs, right? And he played like during the 60s. He played like right as he said when he came in the league, they wasn't letting brothers play quarterback because he was a quarterback in college, so they had to move his position.
Yeah.
But this is like in the 50s, bro. And he told me like the first time he had ever seen fucking cocaine or even knew what cocaine was is when he hit the league. And I, you know, I don't like to use the term, but he said it was a white man's drug. So when he hit the league, he was seeing all these fucking NFL players doing cocaine. It fucked him up because he came from the country.
Yeah.
He had never seen that shit.
So a lot
of go ahead, bro.
Yeah, and never seen it before. And you up in that lifestyle, and somebody here try it, and you like, well, goddamn, and you would have chill with everybody all night. Look at Darryl Strawberry and Dwight Gooden. Who could tell them anything in the 80s? Those niggas, look, them niggas was blowing through teams and shit, all of them straight to the World Series on cocaine.
Straight cocaine.
You know what? You know what's terrible about that? Even that drug that people think is a club drug and an expensive rich man's drug can kill you. Yeah. You can overdose by just sucking up a little bit too much.
Yep. Wrong that your body might not accept it. There was some.
Yeah. You could have a heart attack and die from one line.
Yeah. There was a basketball player that happened to. Basketball.
Playing bias.
Or
playing fucking bias.
Yep. Tried it one time.
Bias.
One time.
Knocked his ass dead.
Knocked him dead. So you see these people, and like I said, great Darryl Strawberry, Dwight is a good example. Where they at now? Nobody don't want to hear them. They was all about their ass and shit when they was winning the World Series. When this nigga got, and I used to go to the Mets games and see the K's. They put the K's for every strikeout you get. They got the K's going all the way around the damn stadium. All the way around the whole fucking stadium, K's. They're hanging the K's up in the bleachers. All the way around the stadium. There was nobody striking niggas out like that motherfucker. Him and Darryl Strawberry, there was no joke. There was a Michael Jordans of this shit. But where they at now? Nobody want nothing to do with them. And they the greats. Those motherfuckers was greats. Hall of Famers. But it's sad how these people aren't helping these people, and that's what the people need. Now, I guarantee you, if somebody would come up to him and actually gave DMX the love that he was looking for and that he needed, he wouldn't be doing those drugs. He wouldn't be doing it. Oh, the cozy fell off. I'll put the link back in there.
Yeah, it's unfortunate when people, fall into that because of, making it. Yep. Or some people get into it because they're not making it, It's one of those odd things that you can get into that either way. It could go either direction. And sometimes there are people who are successful who just want to chase that high of being successful, feeling that way.
Yeah.
That's why all those people that made money off of property investments, many of them fell into the cocaine trap.
Yeah. But if you listen to DMX been calling for help for I don't know how long. From his first album all the way, all you gotta do is listen to his music. The man was calling for help. And the only thing he felt he had was God and that damn crack cocaine. Know what I mean? Those are things that got him through. Now, the God part of it, yeah, you can have some kind of spiritual system and stuff can make you feel and can help you manage yourself a little bit. Know what I'm saying? But only does, but so much. Josh says, yeah, DMX didn't have stable friends who were close enough to look after his welfare. Exactly. Look at the Rough Riders and how deep those motherfuckers was and shit. Ain't nobody fucking hog tying this nigga. I'm like, listen, nigga, you ain't doing none of this shit. You chilling with me today. There ain't gonna be no crack smoking, none of that shit today. You chilling with me. And there's people that know that they have friends and loved ones on certain things, have substance abuse problems, and they leave them there. They leave them to die. They leave them. They leave them right there to die. And when they die, they want to say all this, and that. But they were right there next to them. And they sit right there next to them and let them do what they do until they perish. It's sad. It's real sad. And the man made movies. I remember this was one of the best movies I ever seen this shit. It was called King David by DMX. Like, it's an unknown video, unknown movie that I don't think too many people saw. He made a movie. It was called King David. If you guys look that up, it's real hard to find too. It's a great movie. But the movie talked about drugs, and drug addiction, and stuff like that. Josh, you come on if you want. Put the link in the chat. But yeah, like we got the Rob Rack show. That's not really Rob Rack. That's just a weirdo. Says DMX needs Torah. No, he had the Bible. Hey, we see that shit, it'll help me.
Yeah, so him and the other guy seem to be, on that vibration, I guess. They're talking that way. Really sounds just ridiculous. We're having a serious talk and these people show up.
Now, if DMX was in the Hebrew Israelite cult, he would be off drugs. Because they're going to teach him that God's going to kill him.
Yeah, that's the way it was. If you even came up to these guys when they were on the street corner preaching and you were high on something, they would actually curse you.
Yeah. And all the people, you get all that love and support in the cult, right? But once you turn away from the cult, they condemn you to die. And they're going to tell you, go back out there in the world and smoke crack. Go back there in the world and smoke cigarettes and smoke weed, nigga.
Yeah, there was a guy that actually did that. He actually cursed people and he said, everyone go out there and do what you were doing.
Now, I want to talk about some other stuff, and it gave me this thought. For those of y'all know about that Sakari thing, where they pass over, they had the old naked, half-naked bitches and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
They talked about the man that was filming. Rob Rack wanted to know about the dude that was filming the other day when I was on his channel. Now, the guy that was filming was a member of the Demona cult, the Ben Amin cult that was in Israel, right? In Demona, Israel. So he got out of it. He's back here in the United States in what they call the world. Now, this is what Sakari says. Now, it's funny how they want to put people out there and stuff. They said that the man, he wasn't a member. He was out there doing cocaine and all this shit. Now, none of that had nothing to do with the situation that the man was in. Right? Now, they demonized the guy, saying that he's not right, that he shouldn't be listening to, by saying that, oh, he's a drug addict and all this stuff. And then he found a Sakari camp and it made him feel that, no, this is where I needed to be and where Ben Amin was going off at and all this shit. But what the Sakari teach? What the Sakari teach? That you can go out there and you do all this shit with all the women. He's filming.
So can I say something real quick? There's hypocrisy all over the place.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? I'm going to do a video, so I'm just going to tease at this. But, the ISUPK made a big mistake. You know what they did? They mentioned a victim of another Israelite cult. Yep. And they're making a little gesture that's supposed to be like a respectful gesture. But they have no business talking about this. The person died because of someone that was, or a group just like theirs.
Yep.
So when I heard that, I had almost let it go for a few days. I couldn't even talk about it initially.
Yeah.
I was mad at those ISUPK people. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. You talk about the guy that killed himself.
I'm talking, well, there's a whole bunch, but I'm talking about a woman that was killed by a Hebrew Israelite.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that. I didn't get a chance to hear what went down. Then let me know what went down real quick when we get back on DMX.
Let you know who it was.
Yeah, you said it was ISUBK. They were talking about Joy Morgan, right?
Oh yeah, that's it. I wanted to kind of I didn't want to say it. I wanted to hold on to that, but yeah, it was Joy Morgan. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And
yeah.
it just grossed me out for many reasons.
Yeah. It's horrible. It's horrible. And
they're making T-shirts to honor her, which is just like there is no excuse.
Who making T-shirts to honor her?
ISUPK is making T-shirts to honor Joy Morgan.
Yo, I swear on everything. I don't want to say what I want to say, but
yeah, it's pretty bad. That's why I didn't make a video right away. I could very well have made a video about it.
What's up, Keanu Reeves?
God bless DMX, man.
Yeah, I feel you. So what you got this? Oh, okay, that's all he wanted to say. That's cool.
Shit.
It was shit. We got somebody to support it in this corner, but as we see, like these people, they just want to use you. They want to use you, and that's what happened to DMX. The man got used. Didn't he get arrested not too long ago trying to bring some crack or some bullshit on the goddamn airplane?
It wouldn't be surprising, but I've heard so many stories about people doing that. It's almost ridiculous. And in the usual case, it's because someone actually gave them the money to do it so they could go on vacation, but they had to bring the drugs back on their way back home. And many times they set these people up. Yeah. So it's like the cult. They'll set you up. They set these people up to go and get caught. It's so that they can say to the authorities, hey, here's one of ours. It's not really one of theirs in the organization, the drug smuggling organization. They just make it look like that. So then they can say, here's one of ours. Arrest him, take him to jail, that kind of thing.
Yep. Like I said, they use you to the well is dry. They use you to the fucking well is dry. And then they'll throw in your face, well, you ain't nothing but a drug addict. Right? Now, you got all these venues, you got these promoters that do like concerts and stuff like that. Now, if these people, not saying that these people were responsible for him, but they know the man got an issue, and the issue can fuck their money up too. Like, know what I mean? But like, hey, have to be sober. You cannot come in here on drugs. Like, know what I'm saying? The record label should establish that. You can't go perform before you perform anywhere. You're gonna have a fucking drug test. If these people really cared about them, cared about their artists, not only their money, because they got to care about their money too, but care about the artists that they have. Like, there's a lot of jobs and stuff that you can work at, and they find out you got a substance abuse problem, right? They don't fire you. They send you to a rehab. I used to work at this place, right? And they did that. There was a lot of people and shit that had like fucking issues like and stuff. And instead of firing the people, they put them in a rehab.
It's kind of funny. The job that I'm going to go to work at is almost one that people would be high on certain drugs to do. It's in a warehouse. It's a Home Depot, which is automatically an operating warehouse. Yeah. You can imagine people go there, do stimulants just to keep up. I'm going to be doing the carts, though, so I won't be in need of any extracurricular stimulation. But I would never end up doing any of that stuff. because caffeine does it good enough for me.
Right.
I don't want to die. I don't want to die. My heart beating 1,000 times a second. No, thank you.
Yeah. But and the underlying thing, we hear this man crying for help. All these goddamn songs. And DMX, I think, is the first rapper to put out 2 albums in the same year. Josh, am I right about that? When he first dropped this album, didn't he drop like 2 other albums like back to back right after that? I believe they were in the same year. I believe he's the only artist that have done that. Like that first album has such an impact. Like he wanted to hip hop greats. Like he could definitely be up there in the top 10. Easy. And for people to let all this stuff go on. It's not like the man got fucking some kind of sickness or inherited some disease and stuff. With drug addiction is a disease, but it's so much of this stuff could be avoidable, I believe. Now, you know what I mean? We can't hold everybody's hand and shit, but we can make an attempt. The people that claim that they love this man should have made an attempt, just like they make an attempt to go get some money. If they won the goddamn lotto, they're gonna do everything they can until they get that goddamn money. If they really love that man that much, they should put that much energy into it also. Especially if they eating off of it. Especially.
By that you mean making money off of them.
Yeah, like, know what I mean? They like, you can be business partners. Like, hey, we got a clothing line that you're representing for us. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have some kind of like, yo, man, you can't be high no more and represent us. You do things like that. Some people fall in line. Whether if that's the issue, some people don't care about that. Like they would say, well, fuck the clothing line. I'm still gonna get high. Fuck it. I don't need your clothing.
Yes, sometimes it's a whole bigger game than that. Sometimes the stakes are higher. Like when they say, all right, so if this is one of the conditions of the contract. If you get arrested or if you get caught with drugs, then this is done.
Yeah.
Like big high level contracts. This is done. We're just taking this, ripping it up. Yeah, that's it.
Yep. And that'd be the end of it. Back on the street. You know,
I mean, there are people that money is actually worth it, so they will hold out and not do drugs.
Yeah.
You know?
Or find something to kind of help that you need. Like you like the man like his dogs. Like, you know what I'm saying? The man like the dogs. Those dogs probably gave him a sense of need or whatever that the human being he wasn't getting from human beings. He might have been getting the love, and I hear a lot of people say that. There's a lot of people who love their fucking animals. They got their little dog in the house and shit. That dog a member of their family. You know what I'm saying? Some people might put that dog before anybody. They might put that damn dog before their mama.
Yeah, having something like that can definitely help people, but you just need to have something to care about.
But
sometimes something that even needs you. That's part of it. Something that needs you.
Right. That thing that needs you sometimes is the only thing that's keeping you here on this earth. There's people that will blow their damn head off tonight if it wasn't for this dog or it wasn't for this child. Know what I mean? Some people feel that they have to trick themselves and say, oh, I don't want to do this no more. So I'm going to have a kid. So I'm going to have the excuse now not to do this because I'm going to have to live for the kid. Which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But some people, they do a little mind hack or like, you know what I mean? Your own body hack or something to get you to cope and to hang on longer. And it's still not taking care of the issue. It's just covering the issue. Know what I mean? It's giving you an excuse not to stress over the issue as much. Just like the drugs take you away from reality so you can cope. So you're not coping with it. You're you're what's the word I'm trying to say this in?
You're hiding the issue.
You're hiding the issue. You're hiding the issue.
It's like if you had something that you didn't want someone to see and you just put it behind your back and you didn't quite hide it very well so they could still turn their head a little bit and see it.
Right.
It's like if you just put a cloth over something you wanted to hide, but someone could still see underneath the cloth. It's like that. It's not hiding it very well. It's just doing it to whatever extent you think you have to.
Right. Right. And these people just like, I don't know, man. And these people think that, like, I'm on social media all day. I hear people talking about the black community and we need to do this and do that. And nobody doing shit. It's just a bunch of people talking.
It's really funny how there's a bunch of people with ideas about what needs to be done, but very few people willing to do something.
Right.
It's like, I'll give you an example of how that kind of thinking can fail. Remember that Chaz Autonomous Zone?
I think so. I think I remember.
The Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone. It started off because people said that they needed to do something about police brutality. But then what happened is the idea didn't go very far. Like, the thing that proved that to me was when I saw the little garden they were trying to start. It was like dirt on cardboard, on grass. So they were hoping to grow food in shallow dirt on cardboard. When anyone who knows anything about plants knows you actually need real soil that's had time to collect the nutrients and all that. Right. So the whole thing could have collapsed with people starving to death. You know, if that had gone the way it would have gone, you know, people would have been dead. Really serious. I should do a video on the failure of the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone and why it failed. And plus, the guy that ended up being the leader, he was the man with the gun. Some SoundCloud rapper who became a leader of the group only because he had a gun and could use it. That's the ultimate irony of it, but of course, that's another cult-like situation.
Unbelievable.
But that was all started because there was an idea that people had, we need to fix a problem in the black community kind of thing, you know?
Yeah. Now, I'm going to tell a little, like, personal story here. Me, growing up, I grew up around a lot of talented people, right? And, you know, we had friends, like, I got a lot of friends now that are famous, like, you know what I'm saying? And the people that left behind, you know what I'm saying? We all chilling and stuff. We might be drinking and smoking. And you wouldn't believe the ideas that would come out of these people's mouths. You wouldn't believe it. The genius ideas. And in so many of these people, I notice their talent. I tell them about their talent. Like, hey, you should pursue this, right? Yeah. We should do this. We can make movies. We can get this record label. We can do this. We can do that. But when the blunt's out, when the liquor's gone, these motherfuckers forget all about that shit. And I got to witness it so many times that I put up, just like in tour nights, the same shit I did with tour nights, websites and shit. I've done with music, with video, and all types of shit. Set everything up like, hey, this is all we gotta do. Just insert your talent, and we good. Everything fall on deaf ear. Oh, my girl. Oh, we gotta have meetings about this. Let's have a meeting tomorrow about at this time, such and such. We're gonna talk about this, and we're gonna achieve this goal, right? I'm like, yo, you ready? You coming by? Oh, yo, my girl. Your girl. Like, nigga, you talking all this big ass shit. Like, what the fuck you mean, your girl?
and you want to hear something funny? This is why no revolution would ever succeed in today's time, because people would actually be finding reasons not to do anything. They would just find excuses.
Yep. And it got to the point, right, where I had quit my job. I got so pissed, like I figured out how these motherfuckers is making all this bread. I'm being underpaid, but it was my fault. It was my fault. I recognize that it was my fault. It wasn't theirs. It was just them taking advantage of the situation, right? So I quit and I said, yo, if I could put in 40 hours a week for them, I could put in 40 hours a week for myself. So I just quit. I didn't have no responsibilities. I ain't got no family, no kids, none of that shit. So I'm not like everybody else in the workplace. I could just quit. I could just bounce, just like that, right? And everybody like, oh, you stupid, quit. You a manager and all that. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I said, watch what I'm gonna do. And I cut everybody off in my circle, and I called them all cowards. I said, watch what I'm gonna do. Now all this stuff that I wanted you to join in with me, that we can collaborate and we can make this thing bigger. Now I don't want to deal with you. And some of these people, I still don't talk to them to this day. And they were good friends. I don't talk to them to this day. I said, because you're a coward. And I put it, a lot of them didn't like that shit. They didn't like the way I put it. But they got to see what I meant. And now I ain't worked for nobody in goddamn over 10 years. Know what I'm saying? While they sit there and go through the same bullshit and whatnot.
Yeah, that's something that I one day hope to do. I hope to be able to be my own, boss.
No, but I'm not saying everybody got to do that, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, not everyone, but I kind of want to. I want to one day.
But there's people that got a talent and they're missing their calling. You know what I mean? And I'm not the type of person that notice somebody's worth and not tell them about it. Know what I mean? Some motherfuckers that know they worth and just sit there and they're like, nah, that nigga ain't doing shit. Like, you know what I mean? He don't know nothing. Like, you know what I mean? Just keep it under wraps. Like not trying to help lift me up or anything like that. They're trying to suppress it. Know what I mean? And the people, like, I see this. I'm sure this happens in the white community too and shit. But I like to stop talking about the white and black community. Just talk about fucking human beings. I would like to get to that day. But, as we see it now, it's going to be hard. But the black community has so many issues within itself. And we're looking at other people as being the blames of the issues. And some of these issues can be easily solved. Within our own community, like the mental illness. I did a video on the Tuskegee experiment. We were talking about the vaccines. I showed people that it was a myth that the white man gave black people syphilis. That's a myth. The people did research on these black people and didn't treat them. That was the injustice that happened. They didn't give these people no goddamn syphilis. It was a bunch of niggas, just like we got a bunch of niggas in the hoods and shit like that now, that fucking everybody in the world. Know what I'm saying? And this black community had the highest concentration of syphilis in the area. I think it was in Georgia or Alabama, one of the two. The highest concentration.
Just something kind of funny that I saw, kind of related to that. But there was a lady who was being obnoxious on national TV or something.
Uh-huh.
So the reporter was like, I'm going to get her. I'm going to make her look really stupid because she was drunk and didn't know exactly where she was. So this lady who's all drunk and plastered on whatever, I think it was like St. Patrick's Day or something.
Yeah.
Black lady. So the reporter is like, so we're doing a story on STDs. And she's like, do you have an STD? And she holds the mic up to the ladies, holds it up to her. And she's like, she instantly stops trying to get attention from the camera and walked off. But it was funny because she just, you could see when the reporter lady looked into the camera before she asked that question, she was like hoping she would get an answer because this lady was just acting so stupid.
Yep. Another thing I wanted to talk about too, Nas X. and that damn Nike sneaker and shit, that Satan Nike sneaker.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Now the thing behind that, once again, the black community, like everybody's up on. He made a goddamn Satan shoe. That nigga teaching these kids and shit the words of Satan. No, nigga, he's showing you the mirror. He's showing the people the mirror. He's putting a mirror in front of his face.
He's showing that people will buy just about any kind of overpriced sneaker.
Well, not that too, Maggie. But the thing I'm showing is how they demonize this man, and this man is like in return. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm Satan. Now what? Right? I'm Satan. This is what you say I am. Now that's what I'm going to be. I'm going to be Satan. Here you go. Here go my Satan 666. Death, homosexual, fucking all types of shit. Anything wicked, this evil.
Yeah, because if there's one thing that people love, it's they love the iconography, the imagery of evil.
Yeah, but the thing behind it, right, that I find really crazy is that they're demonizing this kid because of sexuality, for one. That's the number one thing. But now he come out with the Satan shit. Not only gave him some publicity, but the black communities is in an uproar about it. He's teaching our kids and stuff this evil, wicked stuff, right? But at the same time, those same people are wearing Nike shoes, right? And Nike is a Greek deity, is a pagan deity.
Yeah. If you've ever heard people talk about this, those Israelite camps talk about it, but of course you also got some funky Christians talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's really funny how that works out, isn't it?
Because when I was in the cult and stuff, I didn't wear Nike. I don't know last time I brought some Nike.
Kind of funny. I don't really like them either, but that's because their shoes cut up my feet.
Oh yeah, I know how that is shit. That's just a
so the last good pair of shoes I had was some Adidas.
Well, but like it just showed, like you said, hypocrisy, right? Now the church is saying anything that's not of God is evil, is of Satan, right? Nike's Greek pagan deity, God of victory.
Exactly, and they used to celebrate that deity when they would come in after a victorious battle. You have the goddess Nike.
Yup, a victory, God of victory, God of the victory. Now, why is it there's no uproar with the white man and shit and his Nike shoes?
Because if they were to go against that, they'd have to throw out their Jordans and everything else.
Yep. But no, what I'm saying? Like, they're gonna look at this kid, this young man, right? Because of what he chooses to do in his life. That he's man enough, like I'm gonna say it again, that he's man enough to do what he wants to do and did not suppress his own how can I put it? I lost some type of words and stuff like that.
He's willing to be himself, which is something that in when you're in a cult, they suppress that. They don't let you be you.
Right. And society don't let you be you either.
Of course not. You're going to run into one rule or another that society or people will think you need to follow. They're going to tell you what to do.
Yep. Just like me, a young black kid is skateboarding. You know what the black community looked at me as? Just for riding a goddamn skateboard, a piece of wood, 2 pieces of metal, and 4 pieces of urethane?
Yeah, with some wheels on it. That's ridiculous. They're going to make that into a race thing.
Yeah. Totally. Make it into a fucking race thing.
It's absolutely stupid. Skateboarding was invented so everyone could enjoy it to some extent.
Yep. Absolutely. And now I have to feel some type of way that I'm not part of my community because I choose to ride out a piece of wood and some urethane. That I'm no longer like my peers. I'm no longer part of their community, a part of their little club. Know what I'm saying? Why? Because I choose to be myself. Because I choose to be myself. Not to want to conform to what people, to the label that somebody wants to put on.
And you know what's so funny about that? That was one of the things, that was the issue that I had with Torah Nights, is I would be there doing things on my own, and then I'd have someone that I had to answer to because I was doing something.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now you got to answer to somebody and shit. That's just crazy. Just for being yourself. And that's the problem with a lot of people in the Black community. We don't allow each other to be ourselves. So somebody has a certain way of feeling about people or something like that, that they have to suppress that to the point that they might take their damn life. That they might take their damn life over. This trying to protect them being themselves. They might have to take their life. They might have to do drugs to get over it. Just like I said, DMX. Like DMX. Just like I said, there was a lot of things going on. You see the man, how he talked about God. You saw the man, his love for his dogs. You know what I mean? There was a lot of things that he had issues of that we don't know about. It's obvious. It's obvious. And a lot of the people that's close to him know those issues that he has. And but we're saying, oh, you gotta be a motherfucker, man, suck it up, nigga. That we're taught that, all right, this is how you talk. Men ain't supposed to cry. Right? So a motherfucker be all jacked up in the damn head. He's not allowed to express his feelings for the thing. Just like the coach said, why are you being emotional?
Yeah, that's true. But you want to hear something that's even crazier about that? You know what tears do? There's actually a function behind tears.
Okay, go ahead.
They release this. There's a hormone in your body that when you get stressed, it's released into your bloodstream. And tears actually are a way that your body removes it. I forget what it's called, but it's the stress hormone. It's a very well-known thing.
Wow.
So there actually are some animals that are attracted to it because they actually, to them, it's like a stimulant. It's really weird.
Wow.
But that's how your body gets rid of stress. That's how you get rid of stress. Tears are not a sign of weakness. They're actually a survival mechanism.
Right. But when we've been taught as a kid that it's a sign of weakness and that men shouldn't do.
And there's another thing that goes with that also goes with stress. Your body has another way of dealing with stress where you actually will shake. It's like shaking is a way to release the stress in your body, like actually physically in your body.
Wow. That's interesting. I like.
So you could actually release decades worth of stress. There's actually exercises that allow you to do it. I might actually make a video on it.
That'd be great. That'd be awesome. You guys go check out Nate Springfield's channel and stuff.
Because there's a lot of stuff that I've come across like that, and it's just wild.
Let's see if Black or Black want to come up on here. Black or Black, you still listening? She said she's a little behind in the stream. Check that out. Put the link in here. Kind of scared of me lately. Sister Mary Bennett, that'd be cool if you come on too. I see you up in here. I like to see a woman perspective on all this stuff. Black or Black, don't come in with that extra like crazy shit. Yeah, conspiracy shit. But
I kind of dipped my toes in that today, so I'm good.
Yeah, man, but it's like it's a lot of stuff, man, that we need to like figure out. Like, and a lot of this thing right in front of us, and it's costing lives. Like, know what I mean? This whole like not be yourself. You have to be like this. This is your label that you have to live by. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
like,
yeah, it's very unfortunate. It's bad for the mental health of people.
yeah, because not everybody is the same. Not everybody likes the same things. Not everybody lives the same way. Like, you know what I mean? Some people like orange, some people like yellow. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't make me like orange when I like yellow. Now, if you stop me from liking stop me from liking yellow, you know what I'm saying? There's gonna be some issues. Like, there's gonna be something wrong with me that I'm not telling the truth. I'm not being true within myself.
Well, then you got people that'll tell you, well, your new favorite color is now purple. You're now going to be wearing that all the time.
Yep. And some people will live their life saying that, yeah, I like purple. Men like purple. Right? They say, oh, that real men like purple. So I like purple, but really down you like yellow. Know what I'm saying? But you can live your whole life talking about purple.
Living that whole lie. It's funny, isn't it?
Yep, living the whole lie. And you know who these people are? Mostly, you see these motherfuckers in these coats. They all got issues. Like I said before, I tell these niggas, I'm not your daddy, motherfucker. I'm not your daddy, ain't your teacher. You gotta do what you gotta do. Figure out what you like. And these niggas here, they don't like this Hebrew Israelite shit. They don't like that shit. But you know what it is? It gives them a way of it's a drug for them. And I can say it was one for me.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I just gotta go. But
okay.
Take care, man. That's a bunch of truth. I'll be watching. I'll be watching. I just don't really want to. I have nothing really to say. But yeah, take care. I'll be on my channel.
Yep.
See you around, man.
Niggas classic dismount, y'all. All right, y'all. Check out niggas.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, man, I'm out. All right.
Of course.
Right on, man. Right on. Thanks for coming on. Niggas treat me as a chick. That classic dismount and shit. God damn, I'm out, man. But yeah, man, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. And a lot of people in these coats, they're fucked up. And they're angry. And the way how they react with you, and that's the way, like this guy for your head or whatever. That's how he copes with it. He pretends that it's a God thing. You got demons on you and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? That is not a medical thing that can be fixed with medication. Or it can be addressed or controlled with medication. Right? Now, these people, it's so crazy I can tie all this shit in with the fucking cult. Like this, like myself. Like I joined the cult as a crutch for something. Like, you know what I mean? The things that were going on in my life, the tragic things that had happened in my life that I didn't know how to deal with at the moment. You know what I mean? I didn't know how to deal with it. I had nobody to help me deal with it. But this provided me the cover, the umbrella, and the crutch to move on. Know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for the cult, I might be doing life in prison. If it wasn't for the cult, know what I'm saying? I might not be here on this earth. The cult is wrong, but just like the drugs is wrong. But it provided the relief, the temporary relief that I needed that wasn't addressed, that wasn't helped by who it should have been helped by. Could be your peers, your family, or your friends. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, what up, Shamian? Let me see you up here. Those things those are the things that. All right, y'all, I'm back. Sorry about that. Where I was at here. Anybody else want to come on and stuff? Links in the chat. Negi, Shamian, you want to come up on here? Talk some shit? It's going to give it to you. He's going to give it to you. And I didn't even like DMX, like, when he first came out. I thought it was corny, because I was into, like, you know what I'm saying, like, other stuff, like, Who Can't Click, KRS-One, like, you know what I mean? I was a backpack hip-hop head. You know what I'm saying? So it didn't really hit me how great the man was. Actually, what got me into God rest his soul, my boy Polo and shit. We were smoking some of that chocolate, that beef and broccoli, like we had that chocolate and that wine mixed together. Back in the day, he was playing DMX and shit. And that's what really put me on to DMX and shit. But, my boy Polo is no longer here. God rest in peace, Polo. But that's really what got me into DMX. That's funny and shit. I just had to think about that. It really got me into DMX. Cause we had an argument like about this shit. I'm talking about like You Can't Click, all types of shit. You talking about goddamn DMX? Fuck DMX, nigga. But listen to that goddamn barking shit. And then I really got to listen. I was like, yo, he kind of ill, like, yo, know what I'm saying? But it's sad, man. It's real sad that how, I don't know, black men out here is really serious issue that we got to take care of. And it's more people there's more black people working for the, what do you call it? They're pushing the wrong thing to the people. They're in support of the bad things that we're doing in the community. That we're doing to our youth in the community. We're pushing. We're pushing. We're promoting it. Instead of teaching the people right. You know what I mean? We have to, just like James Baldwin. James Baldwin is my man right now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know who James Baldwin is. Y'all look up James Baldwin. He spoke on the thing of racism and stuff like that and say, hey, this thing has to be attacked on a human level, like as humans, not as black and white. We have to address this as human beings. And that's the way that we're gonna have to start looking at things. And that's just not on white black people, it's white people, Asian people, whatever. We start to have to look at us and look at others and want the same things that we want for us. We should want those things for others. You know what I mean? So when you see equality for certain people, you should want to have that same energy for anybody else having that equal opportunity. Like the same company that made that back on Lil Nas X, right? The shoe that was made, the same company made a Jesus shoe. And I don't believe there was an uproar over that. But there's an uproar over the Satan shoe. As we live in the United States, we have a right to believe in what we want to believe in. Know what I'm saying? Even if you might not agree with that religion or believing in whatever. Know what I'm saying? You have a right to believe. So that same energy should be applied. Know what I'm saying? Not it shouldn't be applied, but nigga back up on here. So that might be a nigga fucking troll and shit. Come back. What up, nigga?
It's 100% me. 100% me. You can see this is him.
Yeah,
no, I don't think the trolls are out today. Not the neggy trolls, but yeah, I'm back on. I'm bored. I do this because I'm bored, but you know.
Yep. So like, yeah, man, it's like we have to start looking at things out. Damn. Stupid motherfucker. Damn. Sorry about that, y'all. I gotta go in a little bit.
Well, that's perfectly fine. I'll be on my channel doing a little bit of a drunk stream, or a little bit of a tipsy stream. I don't want to overdo it, but I definitely do want to chill with everybody, everyone who's still subscribed to me, which is incredible.
Yeah, man. I'm just like, just hope that the world just starts changing for the better. I have a feeling it is. Some people say it isn't. I have a feeling it is. I believe it's going to be in the youth. It's not going to be the people my age and your age and stuff. That's going to make this change. It's going to be the kids. Because I already see in the kids.
Yeah, maybe. I do want to be optimistic because that's like the only thing you have.
Yep.
Yeah, or you can just be completely negative, but I don't want to.
How I saw it, like I witnessed this, right? I went to the park down the block and shit. The kids was playing basketball, right? And they had the one white kid playing ball, and so they had the token white kid and stuff playing. And then something happened. I mentioned, I was like, damn, you let that white boy block that shit and touch it. All them niggas turned to look. It's like, you racist.
Oh yeah, that's kind of funny. You know, first thought that I had was that kid's like me.
Yo, it was the greatest thing I've heard. Like, I didn't get mad at the little motherfuckers. I was like, that's what's up right there. Like, because it was a normal thing for me as a kid to say that, and like nobody would really say nothing. The white kid wouldn't say shit. The black kids wouldn't say this. Like, yeah, you were like on me. But these little motherfuckers was kind of mad. Like, they was kind of upset at it that I said that.
Yeah. They didn't want to hear that. That's actually kind of positive. That sounds good.
Yeah, it was like you said. It was positive. It was positive. But we see these older people, just like the video I did where they showed that white kid with the skateboard and how he was saying he's sorry for what his people done to black people, and they was trying to take his skateboard from him, saying if you really sorry, you would give me this skateboard.
Oh yeah, I saw that video. You're talking about the cult guys taking that. Yeah, that's messed up.
And had the little boy showing the little black kid like, see this devil and stuff, and instilling that hate in that young child.
Yeah, kids' minds are malleable, so that instantly probably made a bad connection.
And you said And that's funny you said that. I'll talk to my boy I ain't talked to in a minute, right? And I got his son into skateboarding at 2 years old. Like, I had this kid literally skateboarding. Like, not this fucking around on a skateboard. I'm talking about skateboarding.
and you know, that is ultra heartwarming. That almost makes me think of the one, you know, the one video you sent me. There was like a young kid on there doing some pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah.
That made me feel good just seeing that, because like that was like, wow, you know, we need to encourage that, you know?
Yeah. And the kid was totally into it. And like the kid wouldn't go nowhere without a skateboard. Like they couldn't even go in the grocery store. This motherfucker in the grocery store with his helmet, all his pads, carrying the skateboard in the grocery store. Like he would cry if he can't go everywhere with the skateboard. Like, but then he added some things with the kid's mother, and the kid's mother got custody of him for like 3 months or some shit. Like, right? And that 3 months totally changed that boy's mind to the point where he didn't give a shit about skateboarding no more. Like,
that kind of that's depressing.
Yeah, like so, like that was bugged out. Like that was real bugged out. So, like a child's mind can be easily manipulated and shaped and molded in any way you kind of set up to be.
So you got to almost imagine if an adult or an authority figure says to him that, you see that white man over there, he's the devil, you know, that's going to influence him.
It influenced me. Like, not really, but a lot of my peers, like with the civil rights movement, we were in elementary school. And it was the stuff that we were taught in the home too. So like some of our parents and stuff were from the South. And like, you know what I mean? They got to see a lot of, or just talk about a lot of the things they might not have seen. Like my parents are older than my parents too. So like the way how media and stuff presented, oh, the white man was holding this down, the white man was doing this, the white man was doing that. So it was easy for us to grasp when the Malcolm X movie came out. You know what I mean? Then we got Public Enemy came out. Not saying Public Enemy was like a racist group, but Professor Griff got reprimanded for his racist shit that he said. But a lot of those Black Power or Black nationalist type of things like came out and made people think and act a certain way and carry ourselves a certain way. And I'm not saying it wasn't a good thing. Like now that I look back at it not saying that it was bad, sort of, because it gave us some kind of self-esteem, but in reality, it held us back.
Yeah, that could. But you want to hear an actual good example of how that could have gone?
Go ahead.
There was a guy by the name of Cesar Chavez who actually did a lot to help Mexican Americans in the, you know, here, because a lot of them were working at jobs that weren't that good, like agricultural jobs.
Right.
So what he did is he basically told them to value the value of their labor. So instead of allowing someone to come along and do their job for much less, he said, make it to where that you look like your work is worth more. He actively went against illegal immigration for that very reason, because it would make the work not worth as much. So that's a good example of how you can actually empower a group of people without having to downplay or attack, you know, other people.
Wow, I like to hear you do a video on that.
Yeah, that's an amazing man. He actually was an amazing person. And he did some things that might have been morally questionable at the time, but he did them for very good reasons. So I definitely will talk about that guy.
Awesome.
He actually created the Farm Workers Union. United Farm Workers, which helped so many people.
Yep. And another thing too, like how a lot of these people, they feel that they have to work certain jobs just based on their race. Some people don't feel that a Black person can work in an office. that they have to be in the warehouse, that they have to be on the floors of the factory. You know what I'm saying?
And that's a really dumb mentality, but you'll hear it in the things people say. Like they'll see a black man in a suit, and they'll make the joke, the obvious one, you know one. Will the defendant please rise?
Yep.
You going to court?
Like I was telling my boy last night, we was talking, and like he do like demolition and shit like that. I'm like, nigga, you too old for that shit. I was like, motherfucker, you need a chair in AC like me, motherfucker. I'm like, fuck that.
I would encourage someone if they were going to demolish buildings. I'd be like, man, have some fun with it. When you push the thing down, you know.
Well, you hit 40 something, that shit start breaking down your body just as much you breaking down that building.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you can have fun breaking down your body, but yeah.
Absolutely. Like some people enjoy their jobs, what they do it. Like if you love doing that, like by all means do it. But like, yeah, like, but there's a lot of things that people choose. This like the thing, for example, what was that movie? We'll say Jesus was a carpenter. We're telling a little black kid that.
Yeah, I know the movie. It's Meet the Parents. It's the one where the guy gets put through a whole bunch of crap by the girl's father that he wants to marry her, but he has to get through the father first.
Yep.
It's really funny how that all happened because that guy went through a lot of crap.
Yeah. So it's like there's a lot of things that's just like me, right? I want to be an artist. I found if you want to date a girl, I'm like an artist. Like, nigga, they ain't make no motherfucking artists making no goddamn money, motherfucker.
So you want to hear my favorite scene from that movie? Well, I have two. Okay, the one where he's hooked up to the lie detector was the one they used on the poster. That was funny. But also funny is when they make it seem like his choice of swimsuit was entirely his choice. So when he comes out in the one that they gave him, they're all acting like all shocked.
Yep.
It's just that guy went through a lot of stuff, and that's true. In some instances, people actually go through a lot of horrible crap for something they care about, and you know.
Yep. Yeah, it's sad, man. It's sad. We gotta work this shit out, y'all. We gotta work this shit out. And
yeah, so it's been almost an hour and a half.
Yep, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here because I got shit to do today.
All right, cool.
Well,
it was great. It was great to come on again. I love coming on here. I love having people on my channel, and you're great too.
Yeah, I'm about to have some skate videos soon. Somebody's supposed to come out and film me tomorrow.
Oh, cool. I'll catch that. Yeah. So right. I'll see you. I'll see you next time.
Yep. All right. Cool, nigga. All right. Take care.
Yeah, I will. You too.
Yep. Anybody else want to come on? I saw you dropped out, Nicozy. I put the link back up in there. You know. Come on. All right, get out of here. I gotta go in a few minutes. Yeah. So, social conditioning. It's like you're taught that you have to have a certain you can only have a certain type of job. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't be a cashier. You're gonna have to work in the back. You're gonna have to work the night shift. Just like that we have to be doing laborers like work. All right. What's up, Nico?
Yo. What's up, boss? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Yeah, hey, look, I want to ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
When you and nigga was just talking about basically like social conditioning as far as racism.
Yep.
What would be your advice as a black man teaching your kids or grandkids about racism now in 2021 as opposed to when we was growing up?
That's a hard one, bro. That's a hard one. Like I can't tell the kids that it don't exist, but I could probably say, like, I wouldn't want to, but I would say maybe the best thing would to address it and say like, hey, this is what used to go on, and that might still be some remnants of it. But I think the young kids, especially not the kids, but the grandkids, would not be. Damn, how could I put this shit? I can't tell them that it don't exist, but in a way, I really feel that it's on the way out. That it wouldn't affect grandkids as much as that it affected us. If it, in actuality, it did affect us. If it actually, because I think that. Oh shit! What the hell was that?
I'm driving. My bad. I'm driving.
It's like,
it's like a redneck chasing me. Nah, man. But nah, I mean, the reason I asked you that though, bro, is because I hear what y'all was saying, like what Neggy was saying with Cesar Chavez.
Yeah.
And it always amazes me that when another culture of people do what he did, it's commendable. Yeah. But if a black person does it, it's black nationalism, is this, is that. And I don't think that it's the same standard when we try to empower our people. But not just leaving it there, I hear y'all attitude. I mean, I hear the attitude, and we got to still play our part to help make sure our kids don't experience some of the shit that they seeing today. But what are we gonna do when they at school and they ain't had a chance to learn nothing about themselves, or they giving kids a Black History Month in the shortest month of the year? And then what about the Native American kids who've never had a month? You know what I'm saying? Like it's so many changes that got to be made.
Either the school shouldn't address it at all, or the school should address it for everybody. That there should be an Italian month. It should be an Asian month. They should be a Native American month. So all the kids can learn to appreciate the greatness of these different cultures. Or just make it cultural month.
Right.
Everybody, the kids come to the school. Hey, I'm from Mexico. My mom makes me rice and beans every morning. Fucking, right. I'm saying, you know, I had the black kid and shit over there, like, you know what I mean? And tell them some black type stuff, like history. Like, so it's whether some of the stuff should be put in school, like the diversity should be put in the school. I would say, like, racial or ethnic diversity should be taught in school. The Black History Month, it kind of, I feel Black history kind of, I don't know how to put this.
But you know, the thing about Black History Month, though, man, is that the curriculum ain't changed. In the past 60, 50, 60 years, they learning about the same main cogs in the wheel. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it's more to Black history than just Martin Luther King or Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying? Or Harriet Tubman. You know what I'm saying? It's more to it, but at the same time,
now that I look into Malcolm X, I really don't even like Malcolm X that much.
Yeah.
But what I know now, I'm not even a fan of that nigga like that right now. Like, to keep that funky. I believe Malcolm X's ideology has played a major part on the I wouldn't say the downfall, but it's kept us from progressing as a people in this country.
I think we getting the former Malcolm. We're not getting Malik El-Haj Shabazz.
Yeah.
You getting Malcolm X. As he got older, he got wiser.
Yo, I gotta run outside real quick. Keep the people entertained for like 2 minutes.
All right. But yeah, I say that because at times, man, we look at Malcolm X and we just hear, the white man, the white man, the white man. Stop there. We don't look at it what else he was willing to do in the what we got to do right now, because when you turn on the TV, your kids are seeing the George Floyd case. Your kids are seeing all of the murders that we see police officers committing. We see the murders that we committing against ourselves in our own communities. And we got to figure out a way to do better. We got to figure out a way to really show our kids that it's about humanity. And with that being said, you know, when we realize that it's about humanity, we got to also be honest with our kids,
right?
And not lull them to sleep and give them a false sense of reality. Right. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, man. When I was coming up, bro, I didn't grow up with white people till I got in high school.
See, I've been around them all my life. My first friends and stuff was white.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
all my first friends was white. But like, my parents are from the Jim Crow era. Like,
right.
The age of people my age, their parents weren't the age of my parents. My parents was born in the 30s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Damn.
All that Mississippi burning shit, that shit was real. They was for all that shit.
Yeah.
And the parents of my age, they wasn't a part. Their grandparents was part of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And not parents. So, wait, my parents, you think my parents would be more afraid of white people and all that shit? Have you ever heard of Jesse Pearson? He's a YouTuber. Like, he's a Christian, like, dude. He's a little bugged out. But you still there? You still there?
Yeah, I'm here. My bad. I dropped out for a second. I'm here. Say it again now, bro. You said your parents didn't come up around, you know, came up during the Jim Crow era.
They not on all that, like, oh, the white man is evil, like all type of shit like that. Like,
yeah.
I used to go down south. We used to visit these white people. I used to like, who the fuck is the white people? Like our slave masters?
Yeah.
I go to visit old ass white people and shit. And they said, like, they talking to them just like you talk to our relatives. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. And my dad a grown ass nigga. And he told the lady and said, yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the way they speak.
That's how they was raised. Yeah, that's how they was raised.
Right. And I talk about racism, Malcolm X and shit. My parents like, no, that dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm thinking, shit, you from down there when I was with you motherfuckers and shit. We be fucking these crackers up and all this shit. Like, they're like, nigga, you don't sit your dumb ass down. Dumb ass shit.
Now let me share this with you. Now my mom is from America, okay?
Yeah.
She grew up in the country, all right?
Uh-huh.
My father, he came here from another country, but my grandma came here right at the end of civil rights, okay?
Yeah.
Or toward the middle of it. She came here like right before the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Okay.
And she came from the Caribbean. Now she never ever had experienced white people day to day, face to face, everyday reality, right? But when she came to America, she got hit with the bomb that you a nigga. You know, like she got that bomb dropped on her, and it still didn't shake my grandma up. But like my mother, shit, man, she used to tell me about the Klan burning crosses and all that shit out there where they was from in the country. So, you know, but my grandmother still understood racism, but she hadn't experienced it on a major level like America. And it's sad to say, man, but America, it thrives off of that beast, man. It needs that beast to survive.
Now that I think about it, the best way I can explain, like with my parents, those things didn't hinder them.
Yeah.
From being a human being and doing the things that they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I asked my father, you marching the civil rights thing? I'll be fucking with him. I'll just be like talking shit. Like, he said, no. I'm like, no. I said, why didn't you? He said, nigga, I had to go to work.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Real shit.
You know, but my boss, bro, check this. Right as George Floyd got killed, right?
Yeah.
He was like, are you protesting? Nah, I ain't protesting, man. I ain't got time to protest. You know, I got a wife and kids I gotta take care of. And it's not to foo-foo on what's going on, but shit. Man, my day-to-day reality is more important than that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Me, myself, I can't help the fucking world. You know what I mean?
Right.
All I can do is try to do my part. But one thing I've learned, man, as I done got older, because I had a strong disdain for white folks. And I'm learning, you know what I'm saying? I'm learning, but I guess it's because of my experiences that I've had with a lot of them.
Yeah.
But as I'm getting older, man, it's about humanity, bro. It's about humanity.
Right.
We all go through the same shit, bro. We all got bills to fucking pay. Somebody gonna die in your family that you love. A motherfucker gonna get sick. Somebody gonna die tragically. And if we don't learn to start relating on them basic levels, bro, America or the Western civilization ain't gonna never improve, man.
Like my father and shit, he had a lot of things that my peers did, and he came from worse conditions.
Yeah.
Telling me that summer school, like kids or white kids went to school all year round, and that it was only black kids that got a summer vacation.
Damn.
Because they had to work the field.
They had to work them fields, bro.
Where the white kids can go to school all year round.
Yeah.
That's something that, like, know what I mean? And
yeah, that fucked you up right there.
and like, know what I'm saying? That's bugged out shit.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Parents don't know nothing about. They didn't even experience that. Like, know what I'm saying? So somebody that came from such a worse condition, because a lot of these people, their parents was born after the civil rights movement or during the civil rights movement and stuff like that. Where they had kids when the civil rights thing going on. Know what I mean? And then they had kids or whatever. But my parents were born in the 30s. Know what I'm saying? And
hell yeah.
he came up here, he worked. He said he worked ever since he was able to walk.
Damn.
He been working. He came up here, he worked. He was telling me he lived with this old lady and had to pay, I forgot how much he had to pay her a week for rent, for room and board.
Yeah.
And she would feed him and stuff. He worked. Then he brought my mother up from down south up here with him. They got married. They was able to adopt. And they brought a house. Something that, things that you didn't think black people today can't do. And they was doing
it's real, bro.
Civil rights era. They was getting this shit done. So it's like
it's amazing what we can do, bro. It's amazing. We always looking for the tragedy in some shit.
Yep.
We don't tend to learn from the success that we've had. And I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. When I had a chance to get back to my roots and see Trinidad, hey, let me tell you, I'm gonna tell everybody in America something. We got it on fucking easy street compared to what some of these motherfuckers got to deal with.
And then they
living in all black communities, bro.
Yep.
We got it on fucking easy street. I'm talking about the poorest motherfucker here in America. You got it on fucking easy street because you can walk in a building somewhere and fucking get you something to eat up. Stand up on the corner and ask for $1 or some shit. Be fucking homeless overseas and see how it fucking is.
It's impossible. I tell people this all the time. It's impossible to be hungry in America. Impossible. It's literally
they throwing away tons of food.
Yeah. I could go down the street right now and get $150 worth of food every week.
Yeah.
$150 worth of food. Groceries. But with shit that I wouldn't even spend my money on in the grocery store. That costs too much.
Right.
They got it at the goddamn food pantry and shit. You get it. Oh, that I can't even afford. And they give it to the lady. You know
but you know, the thing about it though, Killer, man, is when we ain't had the experiences to travel or get outside your hood or get outside your state, you become closed-minded. It's like throwing up somebody at the bottom of a well and tell them to look up at the sky. They gonna think all the sky is what they can see, man.
Yeah.
And they ain't got the chance to elevate and experience some things, man. Like we've come a long way in this country. We have. I mean, like, a motherfucker just can't come snatch your ass off the street and tell you, hey, nigga, go pick some cotton. Or nigga, you a slave now. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got it like that. It's still some shit we gotta fix. But America's came a long way, bro. We got a long way to go, considering that this country is only 400 years old.
We're weaning ourselves off of racism, I believe. Now, the reason I say that too is because, like, when I grew up, I had some kids that parents know I was black. I'd be over their house playing and all types of shit. Now, one of the parents, I know a kid, I used to go play at his house, right? And in his kitchen, you know those old school advertisement for like Oreos and Coca-Cola, and they had the black fucking images on the shit, like the nigga eat the big ass
with the big ass pink lips and shit.
Big ass pink lips. No, my boy's kitchen had nothing but that shit all over the kitchen.
Yo.
the Oreo cookie thing with the nigga eating motherfucking watermelon. All this shit.
Wow.
Now that could have been instilled. It could have been from their parents. I believe. I know because their parents are old enough to be able to buy those things. So those are things from the grandparents.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? Now,
my
black ass is over there playing. I didn't tell my parents about that shit up in there. I used to look at it and be like, oh shit, like what the fuck is this shit? I was a little kid, like, know what I mean? So I in there playing, like, know what I'm saying? They get snacks like him and shit. They give me little juice box and shit like him. And they never say no racist shit to me or something or whatever. But one of the parents might have been a little racist, but they also realize that the world is changing and that it's right to think the way that they might think. Just like how our generation today will look at people that are homosexual in a fucked up way. Where you will get the kid that's 12, 14, 15, maybe 18 years old, but won't look at a person that has a different type of sexuality the same way as we would look at it. Even though
engineering. That's that engineering, bro. Like my wife's grandma said some real shit, even though it was in a different sense.
Yeah.
But she said every motherfucker got a little dog in them.
Yeah.
Every motherfucker do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we got to be real about the shit. Like, be a real motherfucker, man. Yo, if you don't like a certain thing, yo, keep it up underneath your cap and keep it to yourself. Cause you better off keeping that shit to yourself than opening your mouth and making a damn fool of yourself or posting that shit on the fucking internet now. Like they about to do your boy KD. They gonna ream KD ass because he said something to my man Rappaport using the gay slur, but he wasn't generalizing all of the gay community. But just because of that slang, they about to fuck him. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, in this era that we in, this digital age that we in, it's gonna be damn hard for you to hide that you're a racist. And if you are a racist, you better move like you ain't a racist, because it's easy to get exposed now, bro.
Right.
There's so many challenges to being a human being today.
Yep.
Because it's easy to hide. It was easy to hide shit in the 70s and the 80s and shit, and even late into the 90s. Yeah. But once that 2000 generation hit, bro, certain shit, bro, you just can't hide, man.
Check this ill ass shit. Check this ill ass shit. I used to play right next door to the Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan in Connecticut. I used to play right next door. That's crazy. And the man come out there and shit. That motherfucker wouldn't like say no old crazy shit. That nigga might even wave at you. Like, hey, how you doing or whatever. He gonna go on about his motherfucking business. So like, he might not have believed that, but he know he can't be acting all motherfucking crazy and shit. Like, and his kids He's not going to be able to stop his kids from having black friends. He's not going to be able to stop his kids from having gay friends. He's not be able to like, know what I'm saying? His kids from marrying a Mexican. Those days is over with.
Yeah, that shit's over with. And you know what's crazy about it? Your fucking philosophy is gonna get challenged. Yeah. Now let's say for instance, just for shits and grins, I was a white dude, okay? And I have a son or a daughter, and they mate or they spouse end up being black and they have grandkids. Are you gonna fucking hate your grandkids?
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Your shit's gonna get rocked, bro. Somebody gonna come and test your button. You know what I'm saying? They gonna come and ring that motherfucker. So you better be ready, bro. Like, it's a lot of changes that we gotta make. I'm saddened in a way that it's still some shit that we still working on.
Yeah.
But as a black man, I'm still proud of being a black man. But I'm proud of what our people have been able to accomplish. I'm proud to see the Hispanic community, bro. What the fuck they able to do in this country?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I wish that the Native Americans could get they say. I want to see everybody get their shit. I'm proud of the Asian community. The shit that they done had to face in this motherfucker. You know, we got to stop acting like we was the only ones who got struggle in this country.
And a lot of people think, like, they look down on me the way I think. Some of this shit I be coming up off the top of my head. Like, I gotta evaluate myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, some of the ways I think about, sometimes I gotta fact check myself. Like, why do I think this way? And I have to, sometimes I do a screen and I'm actually challenging my view. You know what I'm saying? I might be challenging myself. And with that, I get to see both sides of the thing. And I believe me, like, some of the things I talk to my white friends, and no motherfuckers disagree with me. I swear to God, I might be talking to some black people. Like, nigga, you need to go ahead with that coon shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? The white people getting on me. And it's the way that they're even being conditioned to not be the way their parents or their grandparents might have thought, their ideologies and stuff. Like, I used to drive in a very, like, wealthy, like, area. And I thought it was going to be super racist and shit, right? But in actuality, it was the exact opposite. And I had to understand why that was. Like, a lot of these people are in their early, late 20s, early 30s and stuff, right? And they just brought their house. They're residents of the area, but they're just buying their house now, buy $500,000 house, $750,000 house, $1 million house. They work in New York City, work 15 hours a day or whatever, right? Now, they learn to respect black people, right? And the reason why is because they was raised by black people, where their parents weren't around to watch them, to go to their football, basketball, baseball games or whatever and stuff, right? Take them to soccer practice. The nanny was the black Haitian or Jamaican nanny was. She was the one that greeted them when they came to school. She was the one that made that little tuna fish sandwich and shit when they finished their homework. Right? Yeah. Now, they look at it. I got in the car. He said, shit, I'm black. He said, nah, motherfucker, I'm black. He said, I was raised by a black woman. He said, my parents do nothing for me. He said, fuck, I was raised by a black woman. I was like, God damn. And he broke the shit down to me. I was like, God damn. I said, yo, so that's why all these people act like this. Because, like, you see more poor white people being racist. These people in there. Because like I said, where their parents might have looked at us, like might have looked at the black nanny as somebody that's beneath them, or looked at them like as a slave, basically in a certain way. And where the kids, like you're not hiding nothing from your kids. I don't know why what parents they hide their kids. They're not hiding. The kids
you can't hide shit.
They understand everything,
because they see the real you. They see the real you, bro.
You that lady the one. She was the one. Like, know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They grow up. Look at this woman has where my mother with this black woman. And you now we grow up and then you go to I or whatever. And you get some feedback. So somewhere.
Right.
Somewhere.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right. But I'm telling you, bro, look. And I know you got to get ready to dip, but yo, man, could you imagine being the damn Grand Wizard and your son is cheering for fucking Michael Jordan?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it right it's go ahead.
There's a bunch that's dealing with that.
Right. Now I will tell you this, bro. I experienced some racial shit with some kids as an athlete in high school, right? We played against this certain part of town. I don't want to put it out there because I don't want to disrespect the city or the state. But this town is known for being a white town, right? We playing at this district stadium, and man, I ain't never been called so many niggas in my life by little kids in front of their parents, bro.
Wow.
And this is a high school game, man. Like, man, it had me fucked up. It had me really fucked up, man. It had me really fucked up because this is still part of the metro area. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no rural city. You know what I mean?
So nigga like saying a nigga.
Yes, nigger, bro.
Wow.
Little kids like 6 years old.
Wow.
6 years old. And this is pregame. This is just us getting ready for the warm-up. You know what I'm saying? Getting ready to bust heads. And here it is. You getting ready to come out the tunnel. And they calling you by name. Hey, nigga. Hey, nigga. We gonna get you tonight, nigga. You know, like, nigga. Like, woo, man.
Wow.
And their parents are sitting right there.
I couldn't even imagine.
Man, I'm telling you, when I got out there in that field, it was a whole nother ball game. By the end of that game, this how crazy it was. After the end of that game, them motherfuckers came to my high school because they freshman team was playing our freshman team just to come and meet me and see me. Them same parents, bro. So it's one of them things, bro. Where like we as black people, period, anybody that's a minority. Yeah. If you ever get a platform to represent your people, man, represent your people to the fullest, man.
Yep.
I don't care what color you are. I don't care what your sexuality is. As long as you ain't hurting no fucking kids,
yep.
Man, represent your shit. You know what I'm saying? You got that fucking right. Who am I to tell you that you can't lay down with another man or another woman, or you can't sleep with a black man or a black woman? Who the fuck am I? You ain't fucking me. So I don't care. You know what I'm saying? That ain't my thing. But you know what I'm saying? Yo, to each his own, man. Everybody deserves the right to live in peace, bro.
Exactly. That's shit right there. But that I want to fuck on out of here.
All right, dog.
We definitely talk about this again. Thank you for coming on.
It's always love, dog. Always love, and it's always good to learn from you and hear from you, man.
And yeah, you gotta get up out of here. I'm trying to be tonight.
But shit, if you get back on tonight, I'll pop up with you.
All right, right on.
All right, bro. I'll holler back. Peace to the family.
All right, man. Peace, man. Thank you for having on. That was Nicozy, y'all. That was a great conversation. So with that, y'all, I'm gonna head up out of here. It's been 2 hours. I'm Killer B, the Witch Finder General. Make sure y'all hit that like button and please subscribe. Get back at you pretty soon in the near future. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Peace.